So let's talk a little bit about what our learning objectives are this semester. So once you end with this semester, you should be able to prepare and deliver a well-organized speech, and that means doing a little research as well. We're also going to practice kind of writing and critical thinking skills as we move throughout the semester. So we want to make sure that you are going to understand and learn how to research your topics. That's really important because good quality content is what is needed when you are giving a presentation that helps you build trust with your audience. We also want to learn, how do we prepare for these presentations? Why is practice so important? We'll go over that a lot this semester as we build up and continue to create these presentations. We also want to make sure that we're aware that we're being ethical and that we are giving credit where credit is due. So there are presentations this semester that you will be encouraged to use resources, credible resources, and that you should cite those resources. So we're going to learn, just like in a research paper for your English class, you're going to utilize these resources and cite them verbally as you give your presentation. And a big, huge, important part to this is organizing and outlining a speech. This outline is a great way to visually see your speech on the page before you start practicing it. It helps you see that you have all your information organized and compartmentalized in the right spaces to help with the flow of information that you're sharing when you are communicating. And of course, public speaking also has a nonverbal part to it. So you may be using your hands a little bit, and also want to make sure that you are looking at your camera, because honestly, the camera is going to be your audience this semester. So just making sure that we are aware of where we're looking, our nonverbal gestures are not overwhelmingly too much, and that we are having eye contact, because we don't want somebody to just read us their presentation. That's not really what we're going for this semester. We really want you to be able to engage your audience as you give your presentation. And we want you to use that vivid and concrete language. We want you to avoid jargon, especially if it's, say you're giving a speech about being a nurse and you start using acronyms or jargon heavy words and terms from that field. Your fellow student may not really understand what that is. So we want to make sure that you are allowing us to learn from you and keeping it simple and keeping it on your audience's level, and definitely keeping the audience in mind as you move forward and write your presentations. We're going to work on creating good PowerPoints this semester. The PowerPoint slides are an important piece to an overall presentation, whether it's giving a team meeting presentation where you have some facts or data to share, or information that helps the people who are in your audience follow along. The visual aid is really an important piece to the overall presentation, and how you build those is what we're going to be working on this semester. And, the more we do this, the more we gain our confidence. So we're going to have several opportunities for you to give a presentation, and hopefully you'll build that confidence as you move through the semester, because that's really important. Practice really does help you move forward, help you become comfortable with your content, help you know what you're going to say in the flow of your content, and it will also help you feel a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, it may not be perfect, but you may be able to feel a little more comfortable as we move forward through the semester and you've had these times to practice different types of presentations. And, public speaking is not always about being on stage in front of a large crowd of people. It really could be between you and your boss trying to get that raise, or it could be between you pitching a new product to sell and start your own business. So, a lot of this is really important to how we communicate, how we organize our content, how we develop it, how we make sure that we are getting our message across correctly to our intended audience. And we want to be able to utilize some responses that we can not be so nervous and use that nervous energy into positive energy. So, we're going to talk a little bit about breathing practices and how we can kind of reframe and refocus our nervous energy into something that is more positive for us. And most importantly, we're going to learn how to connect to our audience. Because, like I said before, if you're giving a speech with a lot of terms and words that your audience doesn't understand, then you're going to kind of lose those people. You're going to lose their attention. So, we want to make sure that we are giving presentation topics, we're giving something in a way that's going to engage our audience, it's going to connect with our audience, and we want that our audience will want to make sure that they are paying attention to you.